Hello and welcome to SSVF 301, Interim Updates, Household Additions, and Corrections. I am your trainer, HMIS Program Specialist, Cindy Flores. In this session, I will be demonstrating how to create an interim update, how to add an additional household member to an existing entry, and how to make small corrections in HMIS. Please note that if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the HMIS Help Desk via email at hmissupport@cir.org or by phone or text at 602-908-3605. Thank you, and let's get started. First, I will demonstrate how to do an interim update. This is how we document any change in a client's status during their stay in your project. This could include such items as a change in income, benefits, health insurance, education level, etc. The definition of an update is any change in a client's status after the intake date, but not on the annual anniversary date. This type of interim update is optional for long-term transitional and permanent housing projects, but it is required for rapid rehousing and homeless prevention projects for clients that must be recertified at 90-day intervals. So now I'm going to show you how to create an interim update. Up at the top right-hand corner, enter data as to the appropriate project, whether it's rapid rehousing or homeless prevention if applicable. So for this scenario, I'm going to choose NCHP SSVF Rapid Rehousing Panel. You'd click the green plus sign icon, and as you can see, to the right of enter data as is a project name. Backdate to the date the change in status was reported, if applicable. For this scenario, I'm going to backdate, click on the link to 3/1/2015. Click Set Backdate. Now your banner turns yellow, and it will stay yellow while in backdate mode. Now to the left of the screen, click on Client Point. And here in the client search, you can search by client's name, social security number, or HMIS ID. I'm going to search by the client's HMIS ID number. Then click Submit, and it takes us straight to the client's profile. So now go to the Entry and Exit tab and click on the Interims button here on the Interims icon. Click Add Interim Review in the pop-up window. Make sure you check your entire household. Please ensure that the date matches the client reports the date of status change. In the interim review, choose an update or annual assessment, whichever applies, and click Save and Continue. The appropriate SSVF update assessment will automatically default for the head of household. So for this first example, I'm going to change the no income source to a yes income source. So first, change the text field total monthly income amount from 0 to, for this example, I'm going to say $2,000. Next, change the income from any source from no to yes, because now they are receiving income. Third, click on the magnifying glass to the left of the monthly income header inside the sub-assessment to see all of the income all at once. And then click on the receiving income source to sort any yeses to the top if applicable. Find the income source on the list that is changing. So for this example, I'm going to say that my client updated with me that they are working, so they have a job. So you would find the old income source of earned income. For this example, my client came in on 1/1/15. So this is the old no income, so you would make a change. So you'd click on the edit pencil icon, put in a total monthly amount of $0 because they were receiving that amount at entry. And you have to put in a monthly amount because it won't let you continue if you don't. Then put in an end date because this income is ending, and the end date should be a day before the new income is starting. So for this example, it's going to be 2/28/2015. Leave the receiving income source at no because it was true between the start and the end date. Then click Save. Scroll to the bottom of the Show All Monthly Income Record window and click the Add button to add in the new income. Source of income, for this example, I'm going to say earned income. Monthly amount now is $2,000. Receiving income source is now yes, and that is the correct start date, 3/1/15. So once everything is filled out, click Save. Then scroll down and click the Exit button to leave the pop-up window. So now we've documented that the client is receiving $2,000. And if you want to check if you did it right, there's always this View Gross Income button you can click, and it'll show you the gross monthly income amount and then the gross annual amount. Click Close to get out of this pop-up. Scroll down to non-cash benefits from any source. So now I'm going to change the non-cash benefits. So they were receiving SNAPs, which is food stamps. So now I'm going to say that that ended. So I'm going to change the non-cash benefit from any source from yes to no. Then click on the magnifying glass next to the non-cash benefits header to see all of the benefits all at once. Then click Receiving Benefit header to sort all the yeses to the top if applicable. And for this scenario, we have a yes here. So I'm going to put in an end date for the snaps, which is now ending. Click the Edit Pencil icon to open it up. Here, you're just going to put in an end date. So the end date is still 2/28/2015. And the end date should be a day before the benefit is ending for this scenario. So just a day before the change. The yes, receiving benefit yes, stays at yes because it was true in between the start and the end date. Then click Save. Okay, now we want to click the Add button. Source of non-cash benefit, we're going to say SNAPs. Receiving benefit, we're going to say no. As of 3/1/2015, they are not receiving SNAPs. Then click Save. So there has to be two of the same sources. And as we can see here, we are marking down progress. Okay, then click Exit to get out of the pop-up window. So let's say that nothing else changed. Scroll all the way down and click Save and Exit. So that was the first example for an interim update. And as you can see, it takes us back to the preview pane. And you can see we did a review date, 3/1/15, review type, an update, and client count is 2. Click Exit to get out of this pop-up, and we're going to do a second interim update. So I'm going to change the date to 4/1/2015. Click Set Backdate. Okay, and once you're in the client's profile, go to the Entry and Exit tab as we did, and then click on the interims icon in the middle. We're going to add in another interim. So click Add Interim Review. Make sure your entire household is checked. Interim review type is going to be an update still. Then click Save and Continue. So now we're going to say, for this scenario, that we're going to change the amount to a new amount. So I'm going to say that my client got a raise. Okay, so the total monthly income amount, I'm going to say for this scenario, it's now $4,000. The income from any source is going to stay at yes because it's still true. Then the third would be to click the magnifying glass next to the monthly income header to see all of the income all at once. Then we're going to end this income of $2,000 that started on 3/1/15. So you would click the edit pencil icon to open it up, put in an end date here. You can use the calendar to maneuver through months and years, and it has to be a day before the new income. So that's going to be 3/31/2015. Then click Save. So now we're going to add in the new income that's starting on 4/1/15. So you would scroll down and click Add. Source of income is still going to be earned income. Monthly amount is $4,000 for this scenario. Receiving income source, yes. And the start date automatically defaults. Once everything is filled out, click Save. And then exit to get out of the pop-up window. Again, I want to make sure I filled it out correctly, so you can always click this View Gross Income button. And the gross monthly income is $4,000, and the gross annual amount is $48,000. Okay, then click Close to get out of this window. Okay, I'm going to say they're still not receiving any non-cash benefits. But now let's go ahead and make a change to the covered by health insurance. So at entry, they were receiving Medicaid. So now I'm going to say that that is ending. So I'm going to change the covered by health insurance to no. Click the magnifying glass next to the health insurance header. Click Covered to sort all the yeses to the top, if applicable. And then click the Edit Pencil icon to open it up. We're going to put in an end date, so it's going to be a day before the change. So it's going to be 3/31/2015. Then click Save. Okay, we have to add in the Medicaid that is truly ending, so we have to click the Add button. So we have a start date of 4/1/2015. Health insurance type is going to be Medicaid. Covered, no. Then click Save. So now we have our two, and we have progress here. Okay, then click Exit to get out of the pop-up window. Then once we've marked down all the changes, and some of the changes you can update are currently in school, receiving vocational training, highest level of education attained, and in permanent housing. So now let's say that they are currently in permanent housing. So in permanent housing is going to be changed from no to a yes. You can click this calendar with a check mark to set today's date, and then you would click Save. And you have to document this change on all the members of the household. So you would scroll up, choose your child, and then let's go ahead and make the change for covered by health insurance on the child as well. Let's say this is changing from yes to a no. Click the magnifying glass to see all of the health insurance records all at once. Click Covered to sort all the yeses to the top. Click the Edit Pencil icon and put in an end date of 3/31/2015, which is a day before the change. Then click Save. Now we have to add in the Medicaid that is truly ending on 4/1/2015. So health insurance type, we're going to say Medicaid. Covered, no. Then click Save. And exit to get out of the pop-up. So this is a question that we have to answer for children, and the second question we have to answer is in permanent housing. So we're going to answer this yes, and it's the same date that the head of household came into permanent housing. So I'm going to click the calendar with a check mark to set today's date. Okay, once everything is filled out for both the head of household and the members of the household, click Save and Exit. So we've completed 2 interim updates, one on 3/1/15 and another on 4/1/15. Then click Exit to get out of that. And we have 2 interim updates here on the Entry Exit Preview pane. Now I'm going to show you how to add an additional household member to an existing project entry intake. Find the head of household for your family grouping and click on the Households tab. Please note, do not ever delete a household member from an existing household unless that person has died. Neither should you create another household when the household composition changes. You are able to exclude old household members from project entries if needed, or add new members to it as needed. If you have an unusual circumstance or the client already has multiple households, please contact the HMIS Help Desk for assistance on how to proceed. Click on the Manage Households button. Click on the Add Delete Household Members button. Expand the Add New Clients to Household by clicking the black arrow. Search for the new household member either by name, social security number, or HMIS ID. Note, if you believe this client may be new to the system, for instance, a small child, be sure to fill in all the data, which we are in a second. But if you have an existing household member or an existing HMIS client, you can search for the client and they would appear down here below in the client section. Okay, so I'm going to create a brand new client. Name it child, answer the name data quality question. I'm going to make up a fake social for this scenario, for this client. Fill in the social security number data quality question. The U.S. military veteran question does not have to be answered for children 18 and younger. Then I'm going to click search. So if my client was an existing client, you would add them in the household by clicking the green plus sign icon. But since my client is new, I'm going to click Add New Client with this information. Then press OK in the pop-up. Okay, so once you have all of your households members listed down here below in the Select the Client section, click Continue. So now find the new client on the household members list and designate the relationship to the head of household. So for this child, I'm going to say it's daughter. Then click Save and Exit. Now, while still on the head of household's client record, click on the Entry and Exit tab. Find the line of entry into your project and click the Edit pencil icon in front of the entry date. Note right here, there is a button that says Include Additional Household Member. Do not use this button. Just click Save and Continue. Find the household members associated with this entry section and click the button Include Additional Household Member. Find the new client in the family grouping by checking their name. Now let's go over to the entry date. You have to manually change the date to the date that the client actually came in. So I'm going to change it from 1/1/15 to 4/1/15. This date should be the same you added to the Households tab. Then click Save and Continue. Now you are back on the Head of Households assessment screen. Scroll down to the linear listing of the household members section to the left and click on the child that you just added or the household member and complete the universal data elements questions for the child. So as we know, and this should have been taught, you should have received proper instructions in HMIS 101B or 102B. So here we're going to fill out the UDE. So I'm going to make up a fake date of birth for the child. Date of birth type, full name reported, primary race, I'm going to say white, ethnicity, non-Hispanic, gender, let's say it's female, and we put in daughter. We have to answer the relationship to the head of household. So I'm going to record head of household's child. Okay, this is all fictional information, so I'm just filling it in. Then we have to answer the covered by health insurance. I'm going to say yes, go through the HUD verification, answer everything no, and then change the no to yes for the receiving health insurance, which is Medicaid for this scenario. Then click Save and Exit. Okay, another question that we have to answer is in permanent housing. I'm going to say yes. They came in on 4/1, which matches the other household members' in permanent housing date. So once everything is filled out, click Save and Exit. Next, I will show you how to correct small data entry errors in HMIS. You will usually be opening up an existing entry, interim, or exit when doing corrections, so you do not need to be in backdate mode. However, more complicated corrections may require you to use backdate mode, but not for this scenario. So I'm just going to get out of backdate mode by clicking the X to the right of the full date. For the first example, I'm going to edit a mistake made by my project on the client's universal data elements into my project. Please use the following instructions for errors to basic answers field on the universal data elements, various SSVF assessments such as the SSVF entry assessment, SSVF update assessment, or the SSVF exit assessment. For instance, let's say I need to change the date of birth at entry. So I'm going to open up the entry by clicking the edit pencil icon, click Save and Continue. Then scroll down to the date of birth question. So I'm going to change the year from 1973 to 1974. Okay, so once you've made the change, scroll all the way down and click Save, not Save and Exit because we're not done. Scroll all the way up to the question. And you may have noticed in the past that when you complete an assessment and save it, you will either see the age color bar appear or change in color. The darker the color, the older the answers are. However, this answer age color bar is also how we access the history of the answer. So click on the color bar, and this is a history date of birth window summary, and you will see the date effective, user adding, provider adding, and value, which is the answer. In this case, the date effective is 1/1/15 and 1/1/15. So you delete the old or wrong answer by clicking the trash can to the left of the column or row. So I'm going to delete it by clicking the trash can, say yes in the pop-up. So you would review the date effective answers, and if the date timestamp are the same, delete the answer by clicking the trash can icon, which we did. However, when you review the date effective of both answers, and if the wrong answer has an older date timestamp, you do not need to delete it. The newest answer supersedes the old answer. Okay, so we made the change. So you'd click Exit to get out of the pop-up, scroll all the way down, and now click Save and Exit once you've made all the necessary changes. If you have a more complicated error to fix, please contact the HMIS Help Desk for assistance. Next, I will show you how to make corrections on the client's profile record. So I'm going to click the Client Profile tab. For this example, I'm going to correct the misspelling of the client's name. So you would click the Edit Pencil icon to the left of the Client Record header. And I'm going to change the name from double T to just one T. Here you can also fill in or correct any name data quality questions, Social Security data quality questions, and then you can access the U.S. military veteran question here as well. So once you made the changes, click Save. With this, we have completed the demonstration. Now I will give a quick summary to recap. SSVF 301 Interim Updates, Household Additions, and Corrections Summary. To add an interim update, use the Entry and Exit tab and then click the Interims icon. It is mandatory for rapid rehousing and homeless prevention projects to do an update to the client's record at each 90-day recertification. On the SSVF update assessment, some of the categories you can update are income, non-cash benefits, health insurance, and move-in date to permanent housing. Once any source in the subassessment category of income, non-cash benefits, or health insurance are marked yes, they are receiving it, then it will always remain yes. Do not change it to no in the subassessment even if you're creating an end date. This is because once you end a source, the yes means it was true between the start and end dates. When updating the end of one source or amount of source in the case of income, and then the start of a new source or amount, do not just edit and change the existing source or amount. You must end the old source or amount and then create a new source or same source with a new amount for income. The end date of the old source or amount should be the day before the new source or amount started. For rapid rehousing clients, once the client or family moves into the selected housing unit, please update the record for every family member, adults and children, to reflect the date the move-in occurred. To create a new household grouping or to add an existing household grouping, go to the Head of Households tab under the Head of Household. When managing a household, please never delete a household member from a household unless they are deceased. When making corrections on a client's record, you do not have to use Backdate. By following these steps and working through the system, you have completed training on interim updates, household additions to existing entries. As a reminder, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the HMIS Help Desk via email at hmissupport@cir.org or by phone or text at 602-908-3605. Thank you, and please refer back to your training confirmation email for further instructions.